Throughout Cut the Rope, you'll be presented with several different items that will help you in your quest to collect all the stars. You start with a simple rope. It abides by Newton's third law of motion. An item at rest will remain at rest, and an item in motion will remain in motion unless acted upon by an outside force. Every other item that you encounter in this game will act as that outside force, thus allowing you to solve more puzzles than gravity alone would allow. The next item you get is the bubble. It allows for candy to float upwards. It can be pushed to the left, to the right, or even held down by other items. You'll find bubbles on a lot of different levels of this game, so I suggest getting as comfortable with them as you can. It'll make your journey easier. The rope circle will attach a rope to any candy that passes through its circle. After a rope is attached, the standard physics of a normal rope do apply. You can also use the rope circle to catch a fallen candy, preventing it from falling off the level. The stretched rope acts as a slingshot. Depending on how tight the rope is, which you can always tell by how dark the red string is, your candy will catapult in the opposite direction you cut, allowing your candy to travel distances without being pulled or held up. The air cushions blow air on the candy to affect its path. It allows you to change the path of a candy that is floating in a bubble, or give momentum to candy that is hanging from a rope. The sliding rope allows you to control where the candy hangs. You can move the slider to move the candy to a star or away from a hazard, as well as you can create momentum for a stationary piece of candy by sliding it back and forth to create a swinging motion. The wheel is one of the more useful items in the game. You can rotate the wheel to increase or decrease the length of the rope. This allows you to swing around obstacles as well as grab multiple stars while still remaining attached to one rope. The gravity button is one of the more difficult items to use, as it completely inverts the gravitational pull on a level. If you're not careful, it's very easy to lose control of the candy and have it fly off the level or into a hazard. While it is necessary to beat the levels it's contained on, you should always be cautious when using it and expect to try most of the levels more than once. The split candy adds a little bit of a wrinkle to the game, as now you not only need to collect all the stars before feeding Dom, but you have to unite the two halves. While you can still collect stars and use most of the items before uniting the two halves, remember, you will not be able to complete the level without bringing them together. Magic hats are one of the more amusing items in Cut the Rope. They allow the candy to magically teleport between hats of matching color. When a candy travels through the hat, it maintains the momentum it had when it entered it. For example, if a candy is free falling into a hat, it will be launched out of its counterpart with the same pace. Bounce platforms do exactly what you think they do. They bounce candy. They will propel a candy with the same amount of speed that they are hit with. They can be a rather frustrating item, however, they are mostly placed in pairing with another one, so the amount of guessing you have to do regarding where the candy will bounce is minimal. Now that we've covered all the items that will help you in a quest, head on over to the hazards video, where I'll introduce you to the different items impeding your quest to collect all the stars.